You said people are gonna die?
Welcome to the Raw Feed. Just a quick reminder, next week, Saturday, I will be with Ron Paul at the Great Doctor's 90th birthday party. That's Saturday. And we're going to be trying to simulcast that event. We're still working out the details. And we're going to try and stream the show from the VIP room. So expect some surprises. Welcome to the Raw Feed. I'm Gary Franchi. We are streaming live to millions worldwide on YouTube, Rumble, and X. And if you're not following us on all platforms, you are missing out. Hit those follow buttons right now. And also, next week, Brett will be filling in for me as we are en route to Texas for a couple days. It's going to be an awesome trip. We're looking forward to it. And the VIP list is pretty extensive. I'm told that Tulsi Gabbard will be there. I'm sure that Senator Rand Paul, other members of the Paul family, and quite a list for the Great Doctor's 90th birthday. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be giving a toast from the main stage in front of 800 people. And I'm certainly honored to be able to do that. It's a money bomb, so make sure you save a couple bucks. Don't give them to me tonight. Save it up for the money bomb on Saturday, for not this Saturday, but next Saturday for Congressman Ron Paul's big, beautiful birthday party. Now, what sets us apart from every other show out there? Simple. We don't just talk at you, we talk with you. Your reactions, your comments, your thoughts, they matter. So we're going to be reading your Super Chats and Rumble Rants between segments and featuring them on screen for the world to see. So send them in right now, even before we dive into today's explosive topics, or you can hold them back and give them to the congressman when it's his birthday. But this show is your show as much as it is ours. And if you want to support the show and get some merch, go to shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Sport some Alligator Alcatraz merch, President Otto Penn, American Badass series, and show off your favorite news source with pride. And all of our ex-viewers out there, repost the show to your followers right now. YouTube and Rumble viewers, share the stream via text message to help us bypass the algorithm. Let's get the truth out there person to person. Now, if you do want to support this fight privately, you can still hit those donation links in the description, Give, Send, Go, or PayPal. Every dollar helps us stay on the air and keep bringing you the unfiltered truth, unless you want to hold it back for Congressman Paul. You can also join our YouTube channel memberships. Each level comes with its own perks. You'll get special acknowledgement in the chat room, unlock exclusive access to the Next News team, see the behind-the-scenes uploads, and join our members-only 24/7 Discord chat. Yes, we're building a community of truth seekers, and we want you to be a part of it. Now, today marks an incredible moment in history. On August 1st, 1966, Charles Whitman climbed the University of Texas tower and he opened fire, killing 14 people in what became known as America's first modern mass shooting. It was a day that shocked the nation into realizing that evil can strike anywhere, anytime. But here's what they don't teach you in history class. It was also the day ordinary citizens fought back. Students grabbed hunting rifles from their trucks. Police borrowed rifles from sporting goods stores. Regular Americans stood up to evil and said, "Not today." So today's show is packed. Yes, the Durham Annex has now been identified. Hillary's Russian hoax architect unmasked. George Soros might be getting subpoenaed. Trump's firing deep state operatives left and right while creating millions of real jobs. Biden's getting lost on stage again. And Chuck Schumer is arresting his own protesters. And Texas just banned phones in classrooms while exposing Bill Gates' secret spyware operation. And Trump's baby bonds might just save Social Security from a $2 billion monthly theft by illegal aliens. But here is what really matters. We're witnessing the complete collapse of the establishment's house of cards. Every lie, every conspiracy, every theft from the American people is being exposed in real time, and they cannot stop it. That same spirit That refusal to bow to tyranny, that determination to fight back against those who would destroy us is exactly what we're seeing unfold across America today. From the Russia hoax conspirators finally being exposed to parents fighting back against classroom surveillance to Trump's army of patriots dismantling the deep state brick by brick, Americans are once again saying, not today, to the forces trying to tear this country apart. So buckle up, Raw Feed family. Share the stream. Get your friends watching. Send in those super chats and Rumble rants. Visit the merch shop. Become a member because together we are not just watching history, we are making it. The revolution isn't coming. The revolution is here, and it is being live streamed. Let's dive in and welcome you to the show. We got Irony Rose, Pothead Kenny, Karen Finley is in the house. Who else is here checking in? We've got Lindy Katz, Cindy Myers, Robert Lockhart, Mary Crabtree, Sandy Lee. Thank you, Gary, for your continued efforts to let truth ring. That's our mission here. Cindy is here. Yes, happy Friday. Michael Jones, Lindy Kaz. We've got Michael Jones snapping his fingers and dancing and cooking. Let's see who else is in the house. We got David Rodriguez as well. John Mitchell. We got the Tower Guy. Michael Jones. The gang is all here. Nikki Rev, ASMR Plus. Carrie Knopf. This is your moment to shine, folks, so fill up that chat room with your names and where you're watching from, what kind of device. We do want to give you acknowledgement. We got Too Fast Jim, Cuz in it. Who else is here? Come on, guys. Clock's ticking. Scotty Williams is here. Mike Brace is here. Who else? We've got Dennis Norton. Cornbread. Hello. Who else is in the house? We've got Mike Braze, Karen Finley. Let's see. Eagles Quest. Anita Saucier in New York. John Kirby checking in from North Carolina. Who else? Come on. We only got a few more minutes. We got to get the show going. Boca Raton here. Casey Freeman from Jones County, Georgia. We got JP from Chicago, TC from Panama City, Florida, Beth C., Grandpa Leroy in Minneapolis, Margie Dell in Dundee, Florida? Dunedin? Not sure how you pronounce that. We got Peggy in Wisconsin. We got John Mitchell, P11B30, Hippie Seaweed and Reef. And Linda, just saying hi. I watch you all the time. First time in the chat. Well, welcome, Linda. Everyone welcome Linda to the chat family. John Porton, John Kirby, Jobessa. Everyone's here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into our first trivia question. And then we're going to dive in and expose the latest in what we've been tracking. So what did Hillary claim caused her email scandal in 2016? A, Russian mind control raise. B, a vast right-wing plot. C, her yoga schedule. Or D, alien server hackers. I think you guys are going to get the answer to this one. You can leave it in the chat, in the poll, or in the comments down below. All right, let's get right into it because this is big. We've been tracking this story for years, and now we are finally getting some justice. They called it a conspiracy theory. They mocked us. They said we were crazy, but now the smoking gun has a name. Julia. Yes, the Durham Annex has dropped, and folks, it's worse than we imagined. Now, this wasn't some bureaucratic mistake or bad intelligence. This was a deliberate, coordinated attack on our republic, orchestrated at the highest levels. Hillary Clinton's own foreign policy advisor wasn't just involved, she was the actual brainchild, the architect. And now Congress wants answers. George Soros' fingerprints are all over this thing, and Representative Tim Burchett says it's time to drag them all in front of Congress. The masks are off, the evidence undeniable, so keep on watching. Now, if you're getting close to retirement or just thinking ahead, you've probably done a solid job of savings, but here is something most people don't consider. How much of that money is just sitting in cash? Now, it might feel safe, but holding too much cash guarantees only one thing: you're losing purchasing power. Inflation eats away at it, and the dollar's value keeps on slipping. And that's why more people are looking at real assets like physical gold and silver to protect their savings. Noble Gold Investments makes it easy. Buy gold or silver, coins or bars, shipped to your home or stored securely. Noble Gold is fair, transparent, no pressure, just solid information and real options. Visit nextnewsgold.com. When you own real assets, you have real wealth. Now, let us break it down. This is really good news. We got Representative Tim Burchett formally requesting George Soros and his crony Leonard Bernardo to be dragged in front of Congress. Documents revealed yesterday suggest that Soros Foundation was directly involved in creating the Russia collusion hoax with Clinton. Here is the official statement from that was sent out from Tim Burchett, directed to Chairman James Comer. Thank you for your continued leadership in the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. I'm reaching out regarding new information showing evidence of conspiracy to sabotage President Trump. As you know, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard recently declassified evidence of conspiracy by former President Obama, Hillary Clinton, and the national security apparatus to manufacture and politicize intelligence to subvert President Trump and the will of the American people. An employee of Democrat donor George Soros' Open Society Foundation plotting to discredit the incoming administration. He says included in this evidence is a concerning email. Considering the Open Society Foundation continued influence on U.S. elections, I respectfully request you invite Mr. Soros and Mr. Bernardo to testify in a public hearing. So, finally, you know how long we wanted to see that? How long have we wanted to see George Soros dragged in front of Congress? It is long overdue. I mean, the things he was doing at the state level, unreal. But now this is it's time, and I'm sure Comer's going to do so. They're going to fight tooth and nail. They do not want to have Soros testify. And speaking of testifying, Roger Stone says he's calling on Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel to release Obama's FBI 302 form in the case against Governor Rod Blagojevich. It will prove that Blagojevich was framed the same way they tried to frame President Trump. So Blagojevich has long held that his case was the test case for the deep state apparatus they used the same playbook against Donald Trump. Rod Blagojevich sat across from me at this table right after he got out of prison, right after his prison sentence was commuted by President Trump years ago, and laid it all out. His story has never changed. Now, we're going to go back in time in a moment, but I want to take a quick look here. I think we've got, well, here's Smith. We broke this yesterday. This is Julie Smith was Hillary Clinton's 2016 foreign policy advisor. Declassified memos expose her as the architect of the Trump-Russia hoax designed to distract from Hillary's missing emails and destroy the Trump campaign. So this is an image we would love to see for seditious conspiracy. Now, let's see here. Lindsey Graham had this to say on Fox. I know we're not all fans of Lindsey Graham, but he says we're not going to let this go, and we can start by having the New York Times and the Washington Post give their Pulitzer Prize back.
Up scheme, and we're not going to stop to the New York Times and the Washington Post, who haven't done a damn thing to get to the bottom of any of this, who won a Pulitzer Prize for spreading bullshit.
Give it back.
Give it back. We're not stopping. We're not going to let this go. This is the best evidence yet. This was a cooked-up scheme to destroy Donald Trump for the benefit of Hillary Clinton. And
I don't think I've ever heard Lindsey Graham swear before. Okay, so I've got a couple really good threads here I want to get to. Megyn Kelly said Hillary Clinton should be behind bars. She says on the newly declassified appendix confirming Hillary Clinton's plan to ruin Trump's presidency, watch below. Let's see here.
Blatantly corrupt. She wanted to distract from her email scandal. She cooked up a plan to accuse Trump of being a Russian agent in order to distract from her own legitimate scandal. She made up a scandal about Trump being a Russian asset. And they banked on the intel agencies working with her to perpetuate this lie, and it appears they were only too happy to assist. That's what this scandal's about. Pieces of it we knew. New pieces are coming in by the day thanks to these declassifications. And it's downright shocking. Do not believe that there's no there there. The people who are saying that are wrong. They're wrong. What just broke today, like moments before it came to air, we're still getting our arms around it, was obviously provided to Michael Schellenberger before 2 minutes ago. And his Substack page, public.
Okay, so we've already detailed this, but I do want to dig into some of these threads that are very, very deep and revealing. But here is Glenn Beck reacting with Tulsi Gabbard asking, why weren't the Russiagate docs released during the first Trump administration? It's a very good question. How come we didn't see it then? And I'm going to be willing to bet. Now, I haven't seen this clip yet, but I'm willing to bet that it's because the deep state was still entrenched within that administration. It was still so fresh that all the actors and bad actors were still there, and it was difficult to actually access that because they were stonewalling, slow walking, or doing whatever it is they do. So let's see if I'm right.
I think he was his.
So Devin Nunes, Kash Patel, all these guys were in the last time Trump was in. This was produced in the last administration. Why didn't this come out then?
You know, it's a good question, and it's an obvious one. I can't speak for those who were there at that time, but I've asked some of these same questions, and they were facing, I can't speak for all of them, but for Devin, for example, and for Kash, they were up against the deep state in many cases who refused to release these documents. If you remember, Mike Pompeo was President Trump's, I think he was his first CIA director, followed by Gina Haspel. I was told Gina Haspel refused to release these documents. So again, the more that we find in the documentation as whistleblowers come forward, I think the story will continue to be told about what actually happened and why it is that here we are in 2025. And again, this won't surprise many people who've been following this story very closely for years. But the fact that we have documented evidence and proof is the thing that matters, both to shine a light on the truth, that this wasn't something that was in someone's imagination or concocted, but I think even most importantly, that can drive towards accountability.
I was right. I was right. Opposition inside the deep state, slow walking and preventing it all. Oh, Whoopi. Oh, she's back. This is posted by Russell Brand. Whoopi says it's shocking Trump accused Obama of treason, but didn't we watch the media scream Russiagate for years without proof? If it's wrong now, it was wrong then. But that's the issue. Most people don't have principles, just favorites. I love Russell Brand.
Spaces.
A sitting president just accused a former president of treason.
Yeah.
Now, do people realize how serious an allegation this is?
That's no big deal. That happens all the time. Whole way through Trump 2016. Russiagate, 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 Russiagate. No one, except for weird little tendrils of the outer reaches of the online spaces, defended Trump then, because the media was owned by Barack Obama entities. And they're not Barack Obama, really. He's just a sort of a pullulating symptom of the neoliberal system. If you disagree with Trump doing it to Barack Obama, it has to be because of the principle. And that's the problem. No one has any principles. They just have favorites.
A sitting...
And, you know, we were part of that outer trendle of the internet, as he says, because we were screaming about it for the entire administration. We could go back in time, Devin Nunes, to the moment that he did bring up this information. April 17th, 2017. I will never forget this moment when he stepped outside the West Wing. I know that space all too well now. Listen.
Tell him about this.
Did President Obama order any kind of surveillance of the president?
Well,
the president-elect?
we don't know who sent the taskings. If the taskings were changed into what went into these intelligence reports, but we're going to try to find that out.
And of course, we now know that it was Julia Smith who planted the seed to Hillary Clinton, and then Hillary Clinton carried it over, and Barack Obama executed it with his intelligence community. So we now have the answer to that question that was raised way back in 2017. That's how long that we have been waiting for this answer.
Permission to put out this information today. Did the Justice Department give you the okay to talk about this?
Justice Department doesn't have anything to do with this. This is information. This is information that was brought to me that I thought the president needed to know about incidental collection, where the president himself and others in the Trump transition team were clearly put into intelligence reports that ended up at this White House and across a whole bunch of other agencies. And I thought it was important for the president to know this. That's why I briefed the speaker this morning, and I came down here as soon as I could.
How many people are you seeing in these reports, and do any of them currently work at the White House for Mr. Trump?
Yeah, well, I don't want to get into the specifics of it because look, I was only able to see a few dozen, of which I think a lot of it does have foreign intelligence value. So let's not. There were dozens of reports that I was able to see that we're hoping that the NSA, FBI, CIA will provide, because I know they exist, so I want them to provide them to our committee so that all the members have an opportunity to see what I've been shown.
Now, I want to break it all down because these threads are absolutely amazing. So here's Ada Nestor. Let's bring everyone up to speed here. A newly declassified Durham Annex just blew the lid off Russiagate. It wasn't bad intel. It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was an op. They knew it was a lie, and they ran with it anyway. The American coup d'etat, and here are the actors involved. Yes, this was a massive conspiracy against the incoming president. Hillary Clinton personally approved the plan to tie Trump to Russian intelligence. This was confirmed in a memo dated July 26, 2016, came directly from her campaign headquarters. The goal, shift focus from her email scandal by blaming Trump for collusion. And here's some of the documents. The memo described how the plan would force the White House into a more confrontational stance against Russia while Clinton reaped political benefit. This was before the FBI had any real evidence because evidence wasn't the point. It was about narrative. Enter CrowdStrike and Threat Connect. The annex shows that they were tapped to provide technical legitimacy to the lie. They would supply the media with the story, not prove it, just make it sound credible enough to print. More from the declassified documents here. An email from Open Society's Leonard Bernardo says, Julie says it'll be a long-term affair to demonize Putin and Trump. Later, the FBI will put more oil into the fire. They weren't guessing that would happen. They were coordinating it. And this is the message here. It says, Julie says it will be a long-term affair. And now, thanks to all of our followers, we were able to unmask exactly who Julie is. Now, let's talk about the DNC hack. Ada says, the FBI never examined the DNC servers. They took CrowdStrike's word, and CrowdStrike gave them exactly what was needed to frame the narrative. Zero verification, no chain of custody, just trust the script. And right in the middle of it all, Seth Rich, a DNC staffer with access to internal emails, was murdered on July 10th, 2016. They called it a robbery. However, he still had his wallet, phone, and watch. We were told not to ask questions, but maybe we should have. The FBI was warned. CIA briefed Obama, Biden, Comey, and Clapper on August 3rd, 2016 about the Clinton campaign plan. They all knew, and still the FBI launched Crossfire Hurricane. More on that right here in this document. So you can actually pause this video if you want to see it. I'll try to show it to you a little bit better. You can even use the zoom function on YouTube, and you can zoom in on it yourself. Let's keep going. By page 5, we see the FBI even got a memo flagging the whole thing as potential disinformation. They ignored it. They had their orders. The truth wasn't objective. Control was. Page 16 describes how think tanks and NGOs were used to flood the media with anti-Trump material not based on intel, based on talking points. A contain and confirm strategy. Truth was a threat, so they buried it. NGOs were used to flood the media with anti-Trump material. All the talking heads that would go on CNN, MSNBC, and just reinforce the narrative, That's what they were tasked to do. Remember, we heard it over and over and over again. All the experts coming out and analyzing and saying, yes, look, we looked at the information. Well, the information was faulty from the beginning. The report shows that the FBI and ODNI analysts had serious doubts. One called it election year rumor laundering. Another said the sourcing was circular. They were sidelined. The plan to move forward no matter what. This wasn't foreign interference. This was the Clinton campaign backed by corrupted federal agencies and a complicit media interfering in an American election using psychological warfare. And they used a dead staffer, rigged intel, and fake cyber reports to do it. They told us Russia hacked the DNC. They told us Trump was a foreign asset. They told us to trust the experts, and now we know it was all a lie, and they ran with it anyway. If you're done being lied to, if you've lost friends over this, if you were gaslit into silence, you were not crazy. You were just early. Boom. So that is a great breakdown. I've got another one here that I followed and flagged. Lie, cheat, and steal. Look at that. That headline was from, let's see, that was in 2021, November 8th, 2021. Lie, cheat, and steal. From the New York Post. So it was not a rumor. It was a conspiracy. It wasn't politics. It was sedition. Hillary Clinton knew that the Russia hoax was a fraud because her campaign created it, funded, and seeded into the FBI. The evidence is now undeniable. It's no longer a slogan. It is a subpoena. Lock her up. Here is a 15-part indictment. The original sin was the Steele dossier. When she lost, she didn't write a concession speech. She commissioned a work of fiction. Her campaign, through the law firm Perkins Coie, paid ex-spy Christopher Steele to fabricate the Steele dossier, a collection of lurid, unverified garbage designed to frame her political opponent as a Russian agent. The conduits, Fusion GPS and Michael Sussman. Clinton's campaign lawyer, Michael Sussman, took the fabricated data from Fusion GPS and personally delivered it to the FBI General Counsel, James Baker. He lied to the FBI, claiming he wasn't there on behalf of any client. This was the moment the poison entered the nation's bloodstream. So they took the fabricated data from Fusion GPS and delivering it to General Counsel Baker. The Durham report, the official indictment, Special Counsel John Durham's report was the nail in the coffin. It confirmed that the FBI had zero verified evidence to launch the Crossfire Hurricane investigation. They relied entirely on the political opposition research paid for by Hillary Clinton's campaign. It was, from its inception, a political hit job. Jake Sullivan's deception. I'll never forget how many times we saw this guy. I remember this. I remember this video. Holy cow. Jake Sullivan's deception. Her current national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, was her foreign policy advisor in 2016. He repeatedly and publicly pushed the Alpha Bank hoax, core part of the dossier's fiction, to the media. He knew it was a lie and spread it anyway. The conspiracy went to the very top of their team. Alpha Bank, I think that was when they said that Trump had a server communicating with the Russians. The media collusion. Clinton's team didn't just go to the FBI. They went to their allies in the media. They leaked the dossier's false claims piece by piece, creating a media frenzy that gave the FBI political cover to continue its sham investigation. They all worked together to legitimize the lie. It was a closed loop of disinformation. So listen carefully, okay? They leaked the dossier's false claims piece by piece, creating a media frenzy that gave the FBI political cover to continue its sham. So what happens is they leak it, it goes to the media reports it, and then the FBI uses the headline to continue the investigation. See, look, it's over here. It's over here. Look over here. Oh, keep going, keep going. And it creates a feedback loop of lies only being amplified and feeding itself. Unbelievable. The cost, 4 years of chaos. The Russia hoax paralyzed the country. It led to a multi-year, multi-million-dollar special counsel investigation, a baseless impeachment. It shattered the public's trust in our institutions. It wasn't a political prank. It was a successful act of sabotage against the United States government. And I've always, and I've said this a couple times, and I'll say it again, I do believe that what we saw in Butler just over a year ago was the final culmination of their efforts to stop Donald Trump. That was the last thing on their list. If everything else fails, you find some loaner, you give them some burner phones, give them some crypto and some overseas accounts that no one can have access to. You take them to the gun range, you show them how to shoot, and then you leave the sloped roof unguarded. Okay? Everything leading up to that point, I believe that was the pinnacle of this entire operation that they ran against Trump. I'll bet you agree with me on that, because we still have no answers about what happened with Crooks. Nothing. No one's talking about it. No one's talking about the cell phones, the bank accounts, anything. The pattern of deception. Her emails, the Russia hoax, not an isolated act. Remember the private unsecured email server in her basement? She handled top secret information with reckless disregard, and then, when caught, had her team destroy 33,000 emails with BleachBit after they were subpoenaed. This is her modus operandi: obstruct justice. The pattern of lies. Benghazi. When our consulate in Benghazi was attacked, she stood over the caskets of dead Americans and lied to their families, blaming a YouTube video. She knew it was a coordinated terror attack. The lie was more politically convenient than the truth. This has always been Hillary Clinton's nature. The Clinton Foundation slush fund. While she was Secretary of State, her family foundation accepted massive donations from foreign governments and corporations seeking access and favors from the U.S. government. It was a global pay-to-play scheme selling American foreign policy to the highest bidder. The Whitewater coincidences go back to the beginning, from her miraculous $100,000 profit in cattle futures to the mysterious disappearance of law firm records related to the Whitewater scandal. Her entire career has been shadowed by inexplicable luck and a trail of vanished associates. The Bimbo Eruptions hit squad. During the 90s, she was the chief enforcer of the war room that was set up to destroy any woman who came forward with allegations against her husband. She was not a victim. She was the architect of a ruthless machine that silenced other women to protect her own political career. Remember when they said, believe all women? Not Hillary. She formed a task force against them. The vast right-wing conspiracy lie. This has always been her primary defense mechanism. When caught in a lie or crime, she claims to be the victim of a grand conspiracy. She used this line from Monica Lewinsky. Her team used the same playbook for the Russia hoax. It's a deflection tactic to distract from her own guilt. 2024, the shadow campaign. Even now, she lurks in the background, making pronouncements and attacking her political enemies. She refuses to leave the stage, a constant lingering reminder of the corruption and division she injected into our politics. And she is unrepentant because she has never faced a single consequence. The two-tiered system of justice. Any other American who did what she did, from the email server to the Russia plot, would be in prison. Hillary Clinton, however, walks free because she's a protected member of the permanent political class, and she is the living embodiment of the two-tiered system of justice that is rotting this country. This is not about retribution. It is about precedent. If a private citizen can orchestrate a conspiracy with the FBI to overthrow an election and face no consequences, then the republic is already finished. The evidence is clear. The case is closed. It's long time past for a grand jury. So that is one heck of a thread. Lays it all out. I mean, going all the way back to Whitewater, right? But now we're going to see Soros dragged before the court, before Congress. Leonard Bernardo, who is the author of that letter that came out yesterday that named Julie C. Smith, dragged before Congress. Okay, let's see if we else. Okay, we have this. Senator Eric Schmidt. Bombshell report proves Russiagate was a complete hoax, and those at the highest levels of our government knew about it but went along anyway. Time to hold those accountable.
Used by Biden. Hillary Clinton signed off on this Russiagate hoax and said that one of the ways essentially you can distract from the email problem she had was to say that this coordination with Russia would affect critical infrastructure. That's important because that's later used by Biden for his censorship enterprise down the road. But this whole thing was made up. You've got the Steele dossier. It was the predicate for Obama to spy on a presidential candidate, Donald Trump. And then after the election, through those fake FISA warrants and all that, when he got a briefing about that this was phony, there was no Russian interference, President Trump wasn't a ploy by Putin, they ignored it. They ignored it. They altered it, and they continue to use this as a way to help try to attempt to sideline a presidency. I mean, this is crazy. This makes Watergate, honestly, seem like a drop in the bucket of a huge scandal of all the intelligence agencies aimed at a presidential candidate, the president of the United States aimed at his political opponent, the chief rival, Hillary Clinton, doing it, George Soros in the mix. So this is a big deal, and I think you're going to continue to see more and more of this, and it should outrage the country, and actually people should be held accountable for this. Hillary Clinton signed off.
I want to see Hillary, Soros, Obama, every single one of them do the perp walk like they made Donald Trump do. Gunter Eagleman with the declassified Russiagate documents released today. It's time to send a loud and clear message to Pam Bondi. Leave a comment, let her know that she has to hold people accountable, starting with Hillary Rodham Clinton. Pam is tagged, and we'll see your comment. C3 writes, get to know Julianne Smith. Somehow she's been largely hidden during our 10-year Russiagate investigation, but she played a major role as a Hillary advisor in the treasonous conspiracy to frame Donald Trump. Yes, this is the biggest scandal in American history.
This is now finally unraveling. He joins us now with more. Do you see criminal activity? If so, who should be worried tonight?
Well, there's a lot of people worried in the city tonight. This is the great reveal that John Ratcliffe was promising, and there's more to come. The important thing about this, Sean, is that it confirms things that we knew, and it gives us things that we did not know. We always knew, not always, but we knew earlier in July 2016, Brennan briefed Obama to say that Hillary Clinton was planning to create a Russian collusion scandal for Trump to distract from her email scandal. He briefed the president on that, and then months later, he played a critical role in overruling CIA analysts and including the Steele dossier. We also know that the Clinton campaign lied to the media, denied they had funded the Steele dossier, and indeed hid that funding as legal expenses by Mark Elias, the general counsel at that time of the Clinton campaign. And all of this required this all-on-deck effort, the government, the campaign, the media. That's why when you see the reaction of the media today, it's clear that no matter what is produced, you can show a dozen heads in a duffel bag, and they're still not impressed. And the reason is that for most of the media, this is not coverage, it would be a confession. That is, if they actually cover this story, they are confessing their own role in what may be the greatest political hit job in history.
Does this grand conspiracy investigation, in your mind, go further? When they verified the authenticity of Hunter's laptop, and then the FBI systematically went out to pre-bunk it, meeting weekly with big tech, knowing the story was coming out by Bob Costello, and then the 51 former intel agents. And then I would argue for 2024, lawfare and weaponization were used to bloody up Trump so he'd never be a viable candidate. My question, are we looking at the possibility that cinder blocks by deep state operatives are put on the scales of not one, not two, but three presidential elections? Are we looking?
I mean, come on, go all the way to Butler. Come on, Sean, bring us there. Come on, you're almost there.
At that possibility, Jonathan Turley.
Well, Sean, there is a nefarious pattern here in terms of these elections. But these people are not out of the woods. I think people like Brennan believe that the statute of limitations for perjury will protect him. His testimony before Congress, in my view, stands directly contradicted by this evidence. The problem for him is that there's a suggestion that this was an ongoing conspiracy, and that would extend that statute of limitations. But the greatest problem of all is that they're going to be called back to Congress. They're going to be asked these questions again. And either they're going to take the Fifth Amendment or they're going to have to come up with something different from what they said before, in my view.
Can you imagine all of them going in front of Congress and pleading the Fifth? Holy cow. That would be a historic moment. And shameful and revealing.
Is really astonishing is to see Brennan and Clapper say, we never relied on the Steele dossier, when Brennan intervened to make sure that the Steele dossier was part of that assessment.
They'll plead the Fifth. 100 to 1 odds. I'll give them to you tonight. That's my prediction. We will follow it. It's very serious.
100 to 1 odds. That's Sean Hannity. That's what he's giving it right now. Here is August. Oh, what we have here. This is Seth Rich. Never forget what happened to him. Hillary Clinton rejoices in 2023 in Donald Trump's Georgia indictment with Rachel Maddow. How disgusting.
She is all over the country right now. People are wondering what Hillary Rodham Clinton is thinking watching things unfold in Georgia. She is the former Democratic presidential nominee, U.S. Senator from New York and Secretary of State. I should tell you, she has a new essay out.
Oh, I can't believe this.
Yeah, this is not the circumstances in which I expected to be talking to you.
Nor me, Rachel. It's always good to talk to you, but honestly, I didn't think that it would be under these circumstances. Yet another set of indictments.
This is something, this is becoming like a skill set. Like in the news business, you say like, oh, I've covered Olympics or I've covered a campaign. Now it's, you know, those of us who've covered 4 indictments. Do you feel satisfaction in that? You warned the country essentially that he was going to try to end democracy, but most of the country didn't believe you.
Well, it's hard to believe. I don't feel any satisfaction. I feel great. Just great, profound sadness.
All over.
Yeah, profound sadness as she's cackling. Yeah, that's what profound sadness looks like in Hillary's world. Here's Greg Jarrett.
What do you imagine? Look, this conspiracy to frame Trump turns out to be more devious and diabolical, Sean, than I think anybody imagined. And today's documents further implicate Barack Obama as deeply embedded in the hoax, pressuring Comey to clear Hillary Clinton of her email crimes, then joining the scheme to push the phony collusion narrative that Clinton instigated, and then, of course, engineering the fabricated FBI case against Trump. You know, Obama could have stopped it. He could have told the truth. He didn't want to do that. So it's a stunning window into how Obama's CIA and FBI were run by corrupt actors like Comey, Brennan, and Clapper, key players in the conspiracy, and they all plotted and connived to sabotage Trump, along with Democrat Party officials, we learned today. Of course, the bogus dossier and 2 cybersecurity firms doing their dirty work. Then later, Obama directed his intel pals, let's manipulate and alter the intelligence to justify what we've done, using the fake dossier to supercharge the hoax. Sean, they abused their power to target a political enemy, Donald Trump, and they weaponized the law to destroy him, and they did it all without conscience.
Without conscience. Precisely. So, this story is far from over. This is actually only the beginning. Remember. And I believe that this Julie Smith, this picture you see here, I believe this is going to be the fall guy. I said this last night. This is going to be the person who's going to take the blame, because it started with her, and they're gonna, cart her out, make her do the perp walk. This picture will become a reality, and they're gonna try and just use her as a sacrificial lamb. That's what I think's gonna happen. But this is only the beginning of the retribution. If you got a value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Now, so I do have to say that this changes everything, because for years they gaslit us. They called us conspiracy theories. They said that Trump was paranoid, but now we have the receipts. Julianne Smith, Hillary's own advisor, created the Russia hoax out of thin air. Soros funded it. The FBI ran with it. The media amplified it. And they all knew it was fake. It was not politics. It was a coup, an attempted coup. They tried to overthrow a duly elected president with lies that they manufactured in a campaign office. And Lindsey Graham is right. Make the Times and the Post return their Pulitzers. Megyn Kelly is right. Hillary Clinton should be behind bars. Even former Democrats like Tulsi Gabbard calling out the role of the deep state. As head of DEI, she has a unique perspective to peel back the curtain, and she's showing us everything behind it. It is sedition in a pantsuit. So here's my question. Should everybody involved in the Russia hoax face criminal charges for treason or sedition? Drop your answer in the comments below. And while you're at it, you can check out our merch shop. It's linked in the description. Real gear for real patriots, where you can trigger a liberal today. It's shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Okay, no super chats. That's surprising. Wow. Okay, no super chats. A lot of news tonight. Yes, Gorian lady. There's been rumors of literal, yes, I've heard about that. I was just watching on Fox. What were you watching on Fox? You should be watching us. Mark Carney was Trudeau's puppet master. Good evening, Sabrina. Let's see what else is being said here in the chat room. I'm sick and tired of Trudeau getting away with his part. If all Congress is not in session, then Trump can appoint his judges on his own, but they have to declare not in session. From what I heard, they're going to jump in and declare a session and then close the session to prevent him from doing that. Okay. Let's see where we're at now with the answer to our trivia question. What was it? It was a right-wing plot, a conspiracy, a vast right-wing conspiracy. Hillary's famous 1998 claim became her go-to excuse for everything. All right, now we're going to jump into our next topic. Let's see here. We're going into topic 2. This is really interesting. This is a really interesting story. And for those on Social Security, you have to pay very close attention to what's coming up next. Trivia question first, though. What did FDR originally want to call Social Security? Was it Old People's Welfare Fund? A. Was it B, the Economic Security Act? C, Grandpa's Beer Money? Or D, the Federal Ponzi Scheme? Oh, boy. You guys can answer the question in the chat, or in the poll, or in the comments. 4 million illegal aliens, $2 billion a month. Your Social Security money gone. And while you worked your whole life paying into the system, millions who never contributed a dime were cashing in your checks. But that is only the tip of the iceberg. The entire Social Security system is bleeding out, and the establishment solution, let it die. Not Trump, though. He does have a plan that's driving the swamp insane. Have you heard of this? Baby bonds. Yes, Trump baby bonds. $1,000 for every American newborn. The critics are screaming, it'll destroy Social Security. But here's what they're not telling you. Trump is not replacing the system. He's saving it. And the new commissioner just found $18 billion in fraud. Buckle up. We're going to show it all to you. Now, if you're getting close to retirement or just thinking ahead, you've probably done a solid job of savings. But here is something that most people don't consider. How much of that money is just sitting in cash? It might feel safe, but holding too much cash guarantees only one thing. You are losing purchasing power. Inflation eats away at it, and the dollar's value keeps slipping. And that's why more people are looking at real assets like physical gold and silver to protect their savings. Noble Gold Investments makes it easy. Buy gold or silver, coins or bars, shipped to your home or stored securely. Noble Gold is fair, transparent, no pressure, just solid information and real options. Visit nextnewsgold.com. And when you own real assets, you have real wealth. The number on the screen, 877-646-5347. Give them a call over there. Tell them Gary Franchi said hello. And say hi to Colin for me, would you? Okay, so the press conference that was hosted yesterday by Caroline Leavitt at the White House. Our cameras were there capturing it all. And here's just one of the moments where the baby bonds were brought up. You've probably heard of these things. Let's go to the press conference.
Social Security.
Treasury Secretary Bassett meeting yesterday what he called the new Trump accounts for newborns, a quote, backdoor to privatizing Social Security. Does the administration view this new Trump accounts as a way to, in the long term, perhaps privatize Social Security.
What the Secretary of Treasury was saying and what this administration believes is that these Trump newborn accounts, which is an incredibly creative and great provision that was in the One Big Beautiful Bill for newborn babies and families and future generations of Americans, will help supplement, not substitute, Social Security. The Trump administration is wholeheartedly committed to protecting Social Security. The president did it in his first term. He's doing it again in this term. But these newborn accounts are another revenue stream for young people to watch their money grow throughout their lives and to one day be able to access those funds so they can hopefully build a home and live the American dream.
Treasury Secretary Bassett mean yesterday what he called the new Trump accounts for newborns, a quote, backdoor to private.
A backdoor, no. Okay, so let's continue here. We have Commissioner Frank, Social Security Commissioner Frank. My second week on the job, the Inspector General sent a letter about $18 billion in improper payments.
Reserve. We made a commitment at the end of the trustee meeting, which actually published the information, that we would have a deep commitment to deliver on the president's promise to protect and preserve. And one of the ways we've been doing it is to begin to change the paradigm around our payments. In my second week on the job, the Inspector General sent a letter talking about $18 billion in improper payments. We've already addressed half of that. It's about delivering a great control environment. We made a commitment.
$18 billion in improper payments. Here's more from the Treasury Secretary that you heard being referenced in the press conference. President Trump's $1,000 baby account, thanks to the One Big Beautiful Bill, doesn't replace Social Security, it supplements it. Every newborn becomes a stakeholder in America's future, compounding wealth, not government dependence.
Not just the $1,000 baby bonds that every American citizen, every newborn is going to get. The Democrats hate this program because it brings capitalism and markets to every American, not just their constituents at the upper end. Over time, the compounding is going to be an incredible supplement to Social Security, not a replacement. It is a complement. And what I said was Social Security will continue as it is. It is intact. Everyone will get their check every month. But it's very exciting to me that there could be a big payout at the end of when people turn 59 or 60 for the first time, Joe, because as you know, bottom 50% of households in America do not have financial assets, and President Trump is giving them financial assets. I believe that the reason you all have the mess you are about to have in New York, Caracas on the Hudson, is because people have given up on a market-based system. And the Trump administration is going to make every newborn a shareholder, and they are going to have a stake in the system. When you have a stake in the system, you do not want to bring down the system. So the power of compounding could mean a big payout that would be a complement, not a substitute for Social Security.
I remember when they first started talking about this and we were doing some math. I mean, can you imagine when you were born, if $1,000 was put into an account for you, what that would be worth now if it was never touched? Sheesh. We also found out this one day ago. Did you know that DOJ discovered almost 4 million illegal aliens received Social Security in the past 4 years, at least $2,000 a month per illegal. That amounts to $2 billion a month stolen from Social Security and given to illegal aliens. Now you know why Social Security is almost insolvent. Have you had enough yet? Here we have more from the Commissioner of Social Security.
And we have 300 active card holders, 300 million active card holders, and we have to serve them as best as possible. We had a website that was down for 29 hours a week scheduled. It's down 0 time now. So Americans can transact every day on the web through Social Security. We will eliminate fraud, waste, and abuse. We will do a great job in delivering a better experience for the American population. We have
29 hours a week. That is how long the Social Security website was down. There is no excuse for that. Here we have an update on the no tax on tips and Social Security. Mark Tepper says, but Social Security runs out by 2033 and we're $34 trillion in debt. $300 billion in tariffs should cut deficits, not fund rebates. Real reform means tough choices on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and defense.
Reduction for seniors. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security benefits. That is politically popular. Is it good for the economy?
Well, less tax is always going to be good for the economy. But at the same point in time, we do at some point have to fix and close our deficit and start to chisel away at the debt. So that's where it presents a problem. As for the no tax on Social Security, or really an increased standard deduction for seniors, the biggest issue I see there is Social Security. The trust fund is going to be belly up by 2033. So we have to immediately begin to fix that. And I know that's always been political suicide to get out there and try to attack it, but that is something that needs to be done. And when you're cutting taxes on all these items, it does present a challenge.
We get $300 billion this year from revenue from tariffs.
Yes.
That should go towards deficit reduction and not to a rebate for people. What do you think?
100%. Yeah. I mean, we have to right the fiscal ship. It's been heading in the wrong direction for a long time. But the issue, when you look at just our expenses, we bring in about $5 trillion a year in tax revenue. Mm-hmm. And if you add up Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, interest on our debt, and defense spending, of which you can't cut any of those things, right? That's over $5 trillion. So at the end of the day, yes, we need to close the deficit, but we need to attack those 5 things as well.
Somehow or other.
And now we're learning that Fred from Florida has a good idea. Funnel the money from tariffs back into programs people need, like Medicaid and Social Security, after we pay our debt first. Listen, this is from Steve Gruber on Real America's Voice.
Back into the workforce.
I like Steve Gruber.
All this tariff that they bring in billions of dollars, I'd like to see the president mandate put maybe $1 billion or $2 billion back in Social Security and get that off the table about going out of money. And I hope they prosecute all these people who would Russiagate, regardless of the name.
I agree with that. That's not a bad idea, Fred. Funnel the money from the tariffs back into these programs that people need: Medicaid, Social Security, the things that they need late in life when they can't go back into the workforce. Maybe their health has declined or just too old. I don't think that's the worst idea I've heard. But again, I say pay down the debt, pay off your credit cards before you go out to dinner. Let's see where we can get with that. But you're right. The solvency of these programs is incredibly important. Fred, thank you for calling from the free state of Florida today. Look, guys, we have been lied to, cheated, stolen from for years in this country, maybe my entire life, but no worse than what I've seen in the last few weeks as it all becomes perfectly crystal clear. We were all right. Donald Trump was right. They lied about everything. They were hooked up with George Soros and Hillary Clinton. You know who they weren't hooked up with? The Russians. Except the Russians may have amplified it some just for sport, while Vladimir Putin giggled about all of it. You over there with a smirk on his face.
If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. This is what real leadership looks like. While Democrats raid Social Security to fund illegals $2 billion a month stolen from your retirement, Trump is building wealth from birth. Baby bonds are not some socialist handout. They are ownership. Every American child becomes a shareholder in America's success. Treasury Secretary Burchett, he gets it. Compound wealth, not government dependence. Meanwhile, they are cleaning house at Social Security. $18 billion in fraud, half already recovered. Website down 29 hours a week, now zero. That's business efficiency replacing bureaucratic incompetence. Even Fred from Florida sees it. Use tariff money to save Social Security, not fund more giveaways. The establishment hates this because it works. Mark Tepper warns about tough choices ahead, but Trump's the only one who's making them. So here's the question. Should illegal aliens who receive Social Security benefits be prosecuted for fraud? Drop a yes or no in the comments below. And if you'd like to see them shipped off to Alligator Alcatraz, you can simply do so by supporting that beautiful all-inclusive resort with a shirt at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Or you can help us expose President Otto Penn, or even pick out your favorite member of the administration. Yeah, I think Tulsi Gabbard's the employee of the month right now, at least for July. We'll see what happens in August. You can get it all at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. All right, folks, let's see where we're at right now. Okay, we got $10. Come on, guys. Franchi needs some weekend drinking money. Oh, Beast Mode dropping $5 from Rumble. That was 40 minutes ago. Thank you for making so much content right now when we need it most. I know you and your team are working nonstop. We should all vote with our dollars and watch Rumble instead of YouTube. Tom B420 dropping $10. No comment necessary. Just showering Franchi with cash. Appreciate it. Okay, where are we going from here? Oh, yes, we have to get to our answer. You guys said the Economic Security Act, and you got it right. Economic Security Act was FDR's original name before Congress changed it to Social Security. Economic Security Act? Social Security? Interesting. Okay, now we got to get into what's up with Bill Gates. Yeah, he just got caught up. Oh, yeah, baby. Bill Gates getting caught. Love it. Let's find out what happened with him. Where are we at? We are in topic number 3. Okay. Oh, first our trivia question. What did schools use to discipline kids before phones existed? The wooden paddle of justice, A. B, the dunce cap of shame. C, the corner of reflection, or D, all of the above. And for bonus points, you can drop a comment in the chat room or below and share your favorite story about how you got punished in school. Me, it was Saturday detentions. Yeah, okay, let's go to our topic. Your kids' every keystroke, every search, every assignment, it's all being tracked, recorded, and sold. And Bill Gates is behind it. No surprise. A whistleblower teacher just exposed the biggest education scandal in America. Tech companies, they found a loophole to legally spy on your children by calling themselves school officials. But that is not even the worst part. While they're data mining your kids, the teachers' unions are funneling 98% of their donations to where? Democrats, pushing politics over education. Well, Texas, they just said enough. Phones are being banned statewide in classrooms, so the revolution starts now. Parents are rising up, states are fighting back, and the education establishment is terrified. So stay tuned. Now, if you're getting close to retirement or just thinking ahead, you've probably done a solid job of saving. But here is something most people don't consider. How much of that money is just sitting in cash? It might feel safe, but holding too much cash guarantees only one thing. You're losing purchasing power. Inflation eats away at it, and the dollar's value keeps slipping. That's why more people are looking at real assets like physical gold and silver to protect their savings. And Noble Gold Investments makes it easy. Buy gold or silver, coins or bars, shipped to your home or stored securely. Noble Gold is fair, they're transparent, no pressure, just solid information and real options. Visit nextnewsgold.com, it's linked below. When you own real assets, you have real wealth. And take note of that number on the screen, 877-646-5347. When you give them a call, tell Colin that I said hello. Okay, now, let's go first. We have this whistleblower woman here. She is blowing the whistle on Bill Gates. But first, I want to go to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who just banned students from using cell phones in the classroom under a new law. You know, I've often thought about that. But then how are we going to be able to catch those dirty teachers? How many cell phone videos, you know what I'm talking about? The ones that capture all these lunatic teachers teaching our kids horrible things. Maybe kids will still sneak them in. Let's listen.
That will ban law that will ban cell phones in the classroom in schools in Texas. This is something that he says is important to him and says will dramatically change the way the classrooms are able to teach. We're going to just take a couple of seconds here. Let's dip in and listen to Abbott.
Right here on this campus. Well, one thing that is taught here on this campus for students at all the Amarillo schools that want to come here and work on it is robotics. Robotics is one of these next generation jobs that's going to be an extraordinary demand. And that extraordinary demand is being learned right here, and the students that learn that right here are going to be taking that skill set going into some future job that's going to pay far more than maybe some other job they could get. Another one is understanding the room we're in right now is used for drone competitions. Drones are going to be, I started to say are going to be used prolifically. They are used prolifically already, and that proliferation is only going to continue. Students right here in Amarillo are getting high-level exposure to next-generation technology of drones.
Okay, so a fascinating discussion he is having there with students at Amtech Career Academy, Amarillo, Texas. You can see he's surrounded by students, even cheerleaders there, as he is signing this cell phone ban in the classrooms in his state. But he's law that will ban.
Now let's go to that school teacher exposing Bill Gates. Bill Gates-backed education software companies are being allowed to use a legal loophole to legally be considered school officials. They track and data mine everything your kids are doing in school and sell it to the tech companies. Oh, wow.
And hand it over to tech. You have no idea what's happening in schools. I don't think most parents or even teachers realize how deep this goes. Since 2019, kids have been tracked the moment they log into their school devices. Their emotions, behavior, diagnosis, their race and gender, every click, every search is recorded and handed over to tech companies without your consent. I was a teacher for over 5 years. I resigned mid-year because I could not in good conscience remain in the system any longer. I have a master's in education and I'm currently earning my PhD right now, and I'm telling you, this goes deep. Programs like HMH, Amplify, Dreambox, Panorama, Class Dojo, Success Ed, all of this, Khan Academy, they're backed by billionaires like Gates, Bezos, Zuckerberg. You can literally Google this info. These are so much more than just educational tools. They are surveillance systems, collecting data on your children. Schools sign contracts as your child's parent under a loophole, a legal loophole, and tech companies are legally considered school officials. That means they can track and collect everything. This is not education anymore. It is data mining. It is manipulation and exploitation, and I refuse to stay silent. Protect your kids. Ask hard questions. The system is not broken. It was built this way. That's why it's still operating from the same factory model it was originally designed in during the Industrial Revolution. The system is not meant to nurture your children. It is meant to box them in, label them, silence them, and pump out obedient workers. You have no idea what's happening in school.
And brainwash them and get them to question their identity. We're finding out this also from the U.S. Department of Education. Starting today, we will be charging interest for student loans on the illegal SAVE plan. Uh-oh.
When you take attention, student loan borrowers enrolled in the SAVE plan. On August 1st, the Department of Education will resume charging interest on your loans. This change is required by law. When you take out a loan, you must pay it back. The Biden administration attempted loan forgiveness to win points with their voters, but federal courts have repeatedly ruled these actions are unlawful. The truth is, there is no such thing as loan forgiveness. It's just shifting debts from one party to another. The Trump administration will not allow the American taxpayer to take on debts that are not their own. The department stands ready to help you identify a new and legal repayment plan. If you are a borrower enrolled in the illegal SAVE plan, please visit studentaid.gov to learn about affordable repayment options.
She straight up called it illegal. That was Joe Biden's plan. Okay. Teachers' unions no longer serve teachers or students. 98% of their donations go to Democrats and prioritizing left-wing causes over education. Revoke the National Education Association's federal charter. Oh, Steve Gruber's back.
Education Assistant and Republican Senator Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming have introduced the Stopping Teachers Unions from Damaging Education Needs today.
I can get behind that.
It's the Student Act, you get it, to rein in the National Education Association through its federal charter and promote quality education and student learning in American schools. It's clear there is a need for education reform and a refocus of the NEA on student learning. Joining me now to discuss is the chair of education opportunity at the America First Policy Institute and the founder of Optima Ed, Erika Donalds. Erika, nice to see you again today. Look, when you hear these union heads talk about the NEA or the AFT or whatever it may be, you hear them talk about money, class size, union power, political issues. I never hear them talk about the students, Erika. That's always been concerning. My mother was a school teacher. My grandmother was a school teacher. They focused on education of children. These unions don't seem to care a hill of beans about these kids. Am I wrong?
You are absolutely right. And that is why we are seeing a movement to either reform or take away the federal charter of the National Education Association. Frankly, I don't think that teachers' unions should exist any longer. They've lost their privilege in society, and it's long been gone, where they only represent the interests of their members and actually their leadership. I would say they don't even represent the interests of teachers these days. 98% of their donations go to Democrats. They only talk about left-wing radical causes, and they have no care whatsoever for accountability for the abysmal academic performance that they have overseen for several decades now. It is long past time to get rid of them completely.
Shut them down, baby. Here we have this. The school system is broken, and the no kid left behind thing is all part of the problem. What's this?
After just a former English teacher going viral after posting a raw and unfiltered farewell video as she leaves the classroom behind after just 3 years. Listen.
A lot of these kids don't know how to read because they have had things read to them, or they can click a button and have something read out loud to them. I just don't think these kids even care. They don't care about making a difference in the world. They don't care about how to have a resume. They don't care how to write a resume. They don't care how to write a cover letter because ChatGPT will just do it for them. And I think that we need to cut off technology from these kids, probably until they go to college.
Hannah is a former teacher, and she joins us now. She posted that video. More than 1 million people have seen it.
And with AI becoming so accessible to children nowadays, especially teaching in an English or Core 4 classroom, it's been especially challenging kind of to have the kids comprehend and critical think and think for themselves on certain things. Yeah. So on my way out, I wanted to kind of raise awareness and just...
You know, they bring up ChatGPT, and it's amazing because when it first came out, there was a lot of concern about college students using it. I never actually considered going down to the elementary school level. But if kids have access to ChatGPT, then they could easily start using it and just completely not have any level of critical thinking. I mean, writing a cover letter, a resume, things that you and I know exactly how to do. We've had to do it in our lives. But you could just type it into ChatGPT, write me a resume, you know? Absolutely devastating to the next generation that's coming up. So at least we have Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who is going to block these cell phones from the classroom. And now Bill Gates has been exposed for his data mining of your children. Student loans are going to be paid back with interest. Let's listen. Here's one more statement from the Education Secretary.
Going to be what has been the practice for so long, the answer is just throw more money at it. And that's clearly not worked. We need to really invest in programs that are going to be very, very beneficial to our students. And what we're seeing, states that are being innovative, that are providing more school choice, more opportunities for parents. Many states are looking at how they are teaching and reverting back to classical education, teaching the science of reading. The state of Mississippi had great results. Louisiana had great results, going back to basics. What has been the practice for so long?
Going back to basics. It's pretty simple, right? If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Parents, listen up, because this is your wake-up call. Bill Gates isn't just pushing Common Core anymore. He's harvesting your children's data like a digital plantation. And these ed tech companies slithering through a legal loophole, they declare themselves school officials, and now they're selling your kids' information to the highest bidder. Every test score, every behavioral note, every search query packaged and sold. Well, Greg Abbott, he's just drawn a line in the sand. Phones are out of the Texas classrooms. Other states better follow suit. Meanwhile, the NEA Teachers Union sending 98% of donations to Democrats while American kids can't even read at grade level. Linda McMahon nailing it that money won't fix the disaster. Only parents will. The Department of Education is charging interest now on illegal loans while letting tech giants spy on children. The system isn't broken. Like she said, it's working exactly as designed. So here's the question. Should parents have the right to sue schools that allow data harvesting? Yes or no? Sound off in the comments, and you can get your Next News gear, shop.nextnewsnetwork.com, and trigger a liberal today. Okay, so let's find out. Oh, we got some super chats. What's up? Wyatt Earp, yeah, baby, come on. Gary's Beer Fund, have a good weekend. Wyatt Earp just bought me some beer. Nice. And Harley Newman dropping a 20 spot. Thank you. Only found you 2 months ago or so. Keep up the great work. Welcome. 2 months you found us. Harley, we've been on YouTube going back to what, Brian? Like 20, I think this channel was 2012. Yeah. That's how long this channel's been around. Oh, man, we've had a fight for it, too. I'll tell you. Okay, let's check in with the trivia question and find out what the answer was. You guys said all of the above, and you were absolutely correct. Okay, so what happened? It was, yes, all the above. Schools had discipline before smartphones ruined everything. I never got the paddle. I can remember maybe going in the corner. We never had the dunce cap, though. I never saw that in my schools. Did you guys? Did you guys ever see that? Okay, we're going to move on to our next topic. The Democrat meltdowns continue. And Chuck Schumer, at the center of it, arresting his own protesters. I believe is that in this clip? That's in this one, right? Oh, and Joe Biden wandering off a stage. Yeah, Chuck Schumer. And Fleckus talks. Haven't seen him in a while. What is this? Okay, we're going to find out what this means. Okay. First here, trivia question. What ended the 1968 Democrat Convention in Chicago? A, peace, love, and harmony. B, riots and tear gas. C, a group meditation session. Or D, orderly vote counting. You guys remember 68? Why don't you tell us in the comments, chat, or in the poll what the answer to that question is. But now we got to talk about Democrats eating their own. The Democrat Party is imploding, and it's happening on live television. Chuck Schumer, the man who knelt for every leftist cause, just called the cops on his own protesters. Pro-Palestine activists stormed his office, and suddenly Mr. Social Justice discovered law enforcement. Meanwhile, Biden can't find his way across the stage without a guide. Kamala's political future just got torched by CNN, and the streets are erupting with something called Shoulder Check Summer, which is exactly as racist and violent as it sounds. The party of tolerance has become the party of chaos. The coalition is cracking. The center cannot hold. And wait till you see what happens next. Now, if you're getting close to retirement or just thinking ahead, you've probably done a solid job of saving. But here's something most people don't consider. How much of that money is just sitting there in cash? It might feel safe, but holding too much cash guarantees only one thing, that you are losing purchasing power. It's just paper. Inflation eats away at it, and the dollar's value keeps on slipping, and that's why more people are looking at real assets like physical gold and silver to protect their savings. Noble Gold Investments makes it very easy. Buy gold or silver coins or bars shipped directly to your home, or they will actually store it securely. Noble Gold, they're fair, they're transparent, no pressure, just solid information and real opinions from people that I personally trust. Visit Noble Gold Investments today, or actually the website linked down below, nextnewsgold.com, because when you own real assets, you have real wealth. The number on the screen also, 877-646-5347. Tell Colin that I said what's up. Okay, let's check in with Chuck Schumer. This just a few hours ago, having pro-Palestinian protesters arrested after they took over his New York office building. What a hypocrite. Schumer only supports law enforcement when they're doing his dirty work. Let's take a look.
Outvoted for the army. And happening live, protesters from the Jewish Voice for Peace are right now protesting against the war in Gaza. This is the building where the protest is taking place. It houses Manhattan offices, we are told, for both New York Senators Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand, who voted for recent arms sales to Israel against an initiative by Senator Sanders to block the sales. We are told that there has been some arrests in the past few minutes that took place, but this is happening live right here in New York City. And Senator Kennedy, I'd like to get your thoughts and your reaction to what we're watching together.
Number one, most of those people protesting believe in diversity, equity, inclusion, and the right to hurt Jewish people. Number two, I think Israel has made the world safer. Let me tell you what I mean by that. With the Biden administration hanging all over Israel's back, all Israel has done is destroy Hamas, destroy Hezbollah, and put Iran on its knees. The Middle East is a much safer place as a result. I support Israel. Do they need some help in getting aid into Gaza? Yes. And we're going to help them to get the aid in. But I think Israel has done an extraordinary job in terms of getting rid of the bad guys.
All right, we're trying to get some more information. Again, we're just watching this live here in New York City together. Senator Kennedy.
And can I say one more thing, Senator? Sure. Shame on my Democratic friends for not supporting Israel and freedom.
Got it. All right, Senator Kennedy, we're going to keep watching these live pictures out of New York City. Again, police are on the scene there. This is developing. It just started a couple minutes ago, Senator, so we're going to keep our eye on this, and we appreciate you joining us on that.
Okay, so what is shoulder check summer? Fleckus is on the case. This should be good.
Shoulder check. A new trend where black people are giving shoulders to white people. This lady describes it.
Y'all, it's a shoulder check summer. If white people don't get the fuck out of my way.
So it's shoulder check summer, and here's what that looks like. So this person's in the store, nice white lady, bam, shoulder checked.
Intentional, total shoulder check. There's some people I smiled commenting on Twitter. She was in the way. Let's do more of this. Well, move then. Shit. I'm gonna start doing this. Tired of saying excuse me. This brought me joy. You didn't do enough if you ask me. You know, when they get racially aware of this white versus black and they're obsessing over it, they don't go, man, we need to hire ourselves. We need to go to black-owned restaurants. We need to do this. It's, Yeah, punch him. It's real like low IQ version of like becoming racially aware, right? Like a Jewish person will be like, well, I like to hire a lot of Jews in my jewelry store, and we keep it a family. My son-in-law works here.
Or though there's a house for sale next door, don't put it on Zillow. I'll find another Jewish family and they can buy it and keep the neighborhood like-minded.
The black version is shoulder that white bitch.
A new trend where black people are giving
disgraceful. And we have a new angle from that moment when Pocahontas Warren, when she fell on the floor. We have another camera angle here. Okay, I have to do the obligatory disclaimer. That video was AI of Pocahontas Warren wearing an Indian headdress on the Senate floor being stampeded by bulls as she drinks some firewater. Yes, it's funny though. Oh, and what's not funny and just plain sad is this. Joe Biden took the stage. Oh, man. Nick Sortor writes, Joe Biden just took the stage at the National Bar Association Gala and within seconds got completely lost. The person at the mic had to stop and guide him along. Democrats tried to make this puppet our president again. This is so sad to watch. President Autopen at it again.
Joe Biden, there he is. Ben, hold on with us for just a second here. Let's listen to the applause.
And he brought his granddaughters to celebrate with him. Please be seated.
Okay, so you're going to be watching Biden's remarks in full here. We saw Ben Jacobs on the horn here. Biden accompanied, I believe, by one of his grandchildren, Finnegan Biden, and I think that was his daughter, Joe Biden.
You know,
there he is.
What was curious about this whole thing as you watch carefully, the shuffle, the gait. Hey, I brought my granddaughters along. You can hear him saying it, okay. But watch the host. Watch what happens. The host is like pushing him right here, pushing him off the stage. Like, get off the stage now. Get off the stage, Mr. President. Go over there. The granddaughters left him. Oh, where'd they go? Oh, they went behind the curtain. And he sits down and he does his signature finger point and smile. Probably looking at something that wasn't there. Sad, though. Then there he sits with this blank stare. Where's Jill? Oh, there it is. Oh, looks like the preacher from Poltergeist.
You said people gonna die?
No, I said Poltergeist. Not, anyway. Okay, so what have we got here? All right, let's check in on CNN. Harry Enton dumps cold water on Kamala Harris. 2028 chances. Hold your horses. Oh, what did they say?
Good right now to be.
If she wants to run in 2028, what are the numbers that you're seeing about this right now?
Yeah, I would just say hold your horses here. The chance that Kamala Harris is going to be the 2028 Democrat nominee, they don't look too good right now, to be perfectly honest with you. Chance of being the 2028 Democrat nominee.
Don't you do the caveat of like what year we're currently in?
I believe we're in 2025, though. It kind of feels like 2045.
Look at that number. Newsom at 20%. He's already doing a speaking engagements in battleground states. Ocasio-Cortez at 15%. Buttigieg at 9%. Shapiro 6%. Harris down at the bottom at 6%. Yeah, I really think Ocasio, she could throw her hat in the ring for sure. With Newsom even, a Newsom Ocasio-Cortez ticket. Oh my goodness, how terrifying would that be? Well, let's continue back with what CNN's saying.
So many years and just one so far. Look, Gavin Newsom is the favorite at 20%, according to the betting markets. Do not sleep on Ocasio-Cortez. AOC right up there at 15%. Buttigieg 9%. Shapiro 6%. Harris all the way down at 6%, basically in a tie for fourth place at this particular point. So if you have any ideas that Kamala Harris is passing up a potential gubernatorial run for 2026 in California and perhaps would be trading up for a presidential bid, the betting markets at this point, simply put, do not buy it.
Don't buy it. The numbers are down. And here is a clip. Why libs protest if they told the truth.
Can I ask why you're out here protesting today?
Because someone's got to lie to the Hispanics to make them think the Republicans are the bad guys.
Why are you out here today?
As a liberal, we have to make the world think we're caring people.
Okay. All right. Check this out, guys. This is totally AI generated. I could see it right off the bat. Now, I think I should point out here. It's sort of in the headline. If liberals actually told the truth. Now, this AI is good. And for a second, I thought it was real. But then I realized there were some issues I saw. I mean, look at the sign he's holding. What does it say? Tup turns me stenos a will. Makes no sense. Okay, so that's the whole thrust of this. I want to just kind of clarify.
What made you decide to come out here today?
I gave up my job to protest full time, so poor people don't have to.
What's the main goal of today's protest?
We're here for unity, so if you don't agree, get the fuck out. What exactly are you protesting today?
I don't know the issue, but I stand in solidarity with whatever's trending right now.
What's your goal being out here today?
These people don't vote unless you scare them. That's why we show up.
I major in social justice, so I know what's best for communities I've never lived in.
Why are you out here protesting today?
Because people of color need strong white allies like me to fight their battles for them.
Because someone's got to rile up this community into thinking the right's the bad guys.
It's bad.
You know, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing how good AI has gotten. But that's if they only told the truth, right? Wow, that was good. We have Henriette back. Oh, he says the Democrat brand is in the basement. No surprise there, really.
National early Democrats at this point are historically divided. It is a complete and utter mess. It is messier than a hoarder's basement. What are we talking about here? The national early poll leader, 25% plus. Normally, that's where Democrats are. Biden was at 25% plus in 2020. Hillary Clinton was in 08 and 16. Gore was in 00 and 04. At this particular point, there is no one in the Democratic race for president who's polling at 25% plus. The water is quite warm. If you're a Democrat potentially thinking about running in 2028, jump right in, because at this point, there is no front runner.
What do you think? Is that because how people view the Democratic Party right now, is that contributing to this?
Yeah, I think that is in large part of what's going on, is one of the reasons why there is no front runner. Nobody wants to put anybody up at the top of their ballot list, is because at this particular point, the Democratic brand is in the basement. It is total and complete garbage in the mind of the American public. The Democratic Party's net favorable rating, record lows in all three. Wall Street Journal, 30 points underwater. CNN, 26 points underwater. Gallup, 26 points underwater. And that is being driven in large part by discontent within the Democratic base. The Democratic base wants something different. We'll ultimately end up seeing who they choose. It'll be quite the thing who ultimately gets the rose.
Yes.
If you got value from this report, tab subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is what collapse looks like. Schumer arrests the very radicals he created. Biden wanders lost on stages he can't navigate. The woman declaring shoulder check summer represents their base now. Violent, racist, and unhinged. Even CNN can't spin it anymore. Henry Enton just declared the Democrat brand total garbage and said Kamala 2028 is dead on arrival. When you lose CNN, you've actually lost everything. The party that preached unity, breeding division. The party that screamed defund the police now hides behind them. The party that promised competence delivers a president who needs stage directions to find a microphone. They built this monster, and now it is devouring them. From Columbia to Berkeley, from Portland to New York, their own shock troops are turning on them. You can't control chaos forever. Eventually, it comes for you too. So here's the question. Is the Democrat Party beyond saving? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to support our work here, simply go to shop.nextnewsnetwork.com where you can trigger a liberal today. Okay, moving right along. No more beer money for Gary for the weekend. But at least we got Beast Mode, Tom B, Wyatt, and Harley. They're chipping in. We're at $40. We need $60 more, and we can break 100. That should be our goal every single show. Just $100. Bring it to Gary so that Gary can pay his crew at a minimum. All right. Now, before we go into that, what do you guys say? $2,000 a month? I don't make that much. Unfortunately, no. Shoulder checking leads to civil war. I'm just reading some of your comments here. Okay. Let's see here. All right. I want to get this queued up for you. And then, all right. So the answer was what ended the Democrat National Convention in Chicago in '68, riots and tear gas. You got it right. You guys are on a roll. Tom B420 drop another 10 spot. What's up? Yeah. We're on our way. And AJ Cruz dropping 5. Thank you, sir. You heard the call. We're now at $55. Just $45 away from reaching our goal tonight. But first, a question before our next segment. What did Calvin Coolidge famously say about the business of America? B, business is business. I'm sorry, A, business is business. B, show me the money. C, buy low, sell high. Or D, silent Cal speaks profits. Huh. Business is business? I don't know. We're going to find out after the segment. You can weigh in the chat, comments, or the poll. The pink slips are flying and swamp creatures are running for cover. Trump just fired a Biden holdover who faked jobs numbers to help Kamala. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting dead by September. Portland's DEI empire demolished with one executive order. But here's the beautiful part. While Trump's cleaning house, he's building something incredible. 2.5 million new American jobs, 1 million foreign workers, positions eliminated. The one big beautiful bill creating an economic boom. Even Democrats are admitting that they were wrong about Trump. Stock market soaring, small business thriving, and we're just getting started, folks. This is what America First looks like in action. You're living through it, but don't blink. Now, if you're getting close to retirement or just thinking ahead, you've probably done a solid job of saving, but here's something most people don't consider. How much of that money is just sitting in cash? It might feel safe, but holding too much cash guarantees only one thing. You are losing purchasing power. Inflation eats away at it, and the dollar's value keeps on slipping, and that's why more people are looking at real assets like physical gold and silver to protect their savings. Noble Gold Investments makes it easy. Buy gold or silver coins or bars, shipped directly to your home or stored securely. Noble Gold is fair, transparent, no pressure, just solid information and real options. Visit nextnewsgold.com and when you own real assets, you have real wealth. Recall that number on the screen, 877-646-5347. Okay, President Trump signals that his administration will permit Ukrainian refugees to stay in the United States as the conflict between Ukraine and Russia rages on. In the Colonnade area of the White House, just outside of the Rose Garden, here's President Trump.
Came in from Ukraine. Will you let those Ukrainians who fled the war to stay in the United States until the war ends in Ukraine?
I think we will, yeah.
You will?
I think we will. We have a lot of people that came in from Ukraine, and we're working with them.
Will you
I mean, it only makes sense because they are actual refugees. We also have this, speaking of the war, here's Luke Rutkowski. He posted this 6 hours ago. He said, we're sending 2 nuclear subs near Russia now. Based on the highly provocative statements from the former president of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, who is now the deputy chairman for the Security Council of the Russian Federation, I've ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions, just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. Words are very important and can often lead to unintended consequences. I hope this will not be one of those instances. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That is President Trump's new sign-off, but it's very terrifying to consider that now we are sending nuclear subs near Russia, only amplifying the tensions. Here we have this from President Trump. This was from his Truth Social at 2 o'clock Eastern today. He says, I was just informed that our country's job numbers are being produced by a Biden appointee, Dr. Erika McEntarfer, the Commissioner of Labor Statistics, who faked the jobs numbers before the election to try and boost Kamala's chance of victory. This is the same Bureau of Labor Statistics that overstated the job growth in March 2024 by approximately 818,000, and then again right before 2024 presidential election in August and September by 112,000. These were records. No one can be wrong. We need accurate job numbers. I've directed my team to fire this Biden political appointee immediately. She will be replaced with someone much more competent and qualified. Important numbers like this must be fair and accurate. They can't be manipulated for political purposes. McEntarfer said there were only 73,000 jobs added, a shock, but more importantly, that a major mistake was made by them. 258,000 jobs downward in the prior 2 months. Similar things happened in the first part of the year, always to the negative. The economy is booming under Trump, despite a Fed that also plays games, this time with interest rates where they lowered them twice and substantially just before the presidential election. I assume in the hopes of getting Kamala elected. How did that work out? Jerome Too Late Powell should also be put out to pasture. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Wow. So Trump firing this lady here. This leftist lied about Trump's job numbers and tanked the market today. She hurt the American people all to get Trump. Yep, she fits the bill 100%. And C3 says she belongs in prison. We're learning this, too. The Smithsonian now has removed Trump's impeachment exhibit after admitting that his impeachment was a political attack and not a serious impeachment. Wow. Smithsonian removing Trump from impeachment exhibit in American History Museum. The Smithsonian said it restored the display to an earlier version, which notes that only 3 presidents have seriously faced removal. Wow. Yeah, we know that those 2 impeachments were shams. And this just in, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting announcing, quote, we now face the difficult reality of closing our operations after losing federal funding. The majority of staff positions will conclude on the close of fiscal year on September 30th, 2025. Say goodbye to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Yep, put them in Oscar the Grouch's trash. So what? You guys can't figure it out? You can't figure out how to get sponsors, run commercials like every other channel out there? That's right, because no one will watch you anyway, just like CNN. Oh, yes. Okay. More on that leftover Biden official. Trump was informed the job numbers being produced, who faked the numbers. He just fired her. Bye-bye. Now we're learning, too, the Portland mayor, Keith Wilson, is ordering big changes to DEI initiatives citywide to comply with the Trump administration, signing an executive order requiring the city to adjust any programs or policies at risk of violating anti-discrimination laws.
Goal to preserve. At 5, Portland Mayor Keith Wilson ordering big changes to DEI initiatives citywide to comply with the Trump administration. He just signed an executive order requiring the city to adjust any programs or policies at risk of violating anti-discrimination laws. The goal to preserve federal funding for things like housing, transportation, and more. Now, the president has targeted local governments he says are illegally discriminating. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
I'm Deborah Knapp. We have team coverage on Wilson's new executive order. K2's Christina Giardinelli spent the day at City Hall trying to talk to city councilors about this order. First, K2's Wright Gasway is breaking down what exactly the order does.
Trump supporters will undoubtedly see this as a win. The mayor's office says it allows the city to receive tens of millions of dollars in federal grant funding. And the order prohibits city bureaus from preferencing certain races or genders in programs or policies.
At 5, Portland Mayor Keith Wilson.
Portland Mayor. Portland has caved to Trump. Oh, yes, they need that money so bad. That is historic. Oh, I love it. I love it. All those lefties in Portland, they're going to be freaking out. Okay, here we have more from the CEA 47 chair, Steve Moran, talking about what happened since President Trump has taken office.
Keeping America. The president created about in the household survey since the president took office, he created about 2.5 million jobs for Americans, whereas we've eliminated about 1 million jobs for foreign-born workers. That's a result of our strong immigration policy, of our strong border policy, keeping America safe, and eventually the outflow of foreign workers in this data were bound to show up in the establishment survey, as they finally did this morning too. The president created.
Yeah, baby, let's go. Here's more about president's trade deals.
And by the way, the president created some of the strongest trade deals that are so good for Americans and, beyond what even my wildest dreams were. But to get to those trade deals, we needed leverage. That leverage involved some uncertainty, and I think that what you saw was some of the manifest of that in the jobs data, but that uncertainty is now resolved. The trade deals are in place. The one big beautiful bill is law. Both the trade deals and the tax bill have very powerful incentives to create an economic boom in America. And by
look at the reporter's face, the MSNBC reporter's face at the end.
And by the way,
he's like, huh? He's dying inside slowly. Okay, what else have we got for you here? Oh, Chris Cuomo. Whoa, Chris Cuomo.
I'm happy. I'm not too proud.
Okay. Now, to clarify, I thought that this was Chris Cuomo talking. He's taking a call. Listen to this.
I'm not too proud.
This is a former Democrat, I guess. Listen.
Proud to say that I'm not too proud to say that I am wrong about Trump. I'm a proud Democrat.
How so?
And he's done a lot of things. Immigration. I'm happy about what's happening with immigration. I thought the stock market would tank, and I'm pretty happy with my 401k. There's a few things that I just thought things would go wrong, and I'm very happy.
Well, that is big of you to say. It'll probably lose you some friends in this polarized environment that we're in right now. But there's nothing wrong with being happy with results, no matter who gives them to you, right? So I appreciate your candor. Next.
And you know what? A lot of calls saying the exact same thing. And the sad part is that she feels that she can't say it, But anyway, David from Tamaqua, Pennsylvania.
David, what are you wrong about?
Hi, Mr. Cuomo. First of all, I'm a registered Democrat who voted for Trump. I thought this would never happen, but some of the Democratic Party is finally walking up and saying President Trump is doing something good. They were meeting at a Senate meeting. What they're doing is great. What they started doing is to reunite themselves and reunite us. So please keep it up. Keep meeting, keep talking, keep fixing things, keep uniting us and the parties together. This will make our country stronger than ever in the world. I love it.
Good for you. Good for you. Fix. Instead of telling us why the other guy's worse, how do you make it better? Fix. You're right. I'm with you, David. Next.
Greg, Mr. Positive, is he there?
He's never been wrong.
You there, Mr. Positive?
Mr. Positive. That's right, I
No,
only text with him
Maddie,
every
go
day.
to Maddie Stew real quick. Maddie Stew. But I think he has a similar sentiment.
Maddie, what are you wrong about?
Hey, Chris, I was wrong to hate President Trump, and it took October 7th for me to realize that, and him coming into office, and with whatever the Democrats are these days, and the rise of anti-Semitism, to make Trump the common sense hero of Israel these days.
I'm not too proud.
Listen to that. People are just turning around. Oh, and on a side note, we have this. Ghislaine Maxwell, did you hear about this? Just got transferred to a minimum security prison camp in Texas. As you may be aware, she is supposed to be having a deposition on August 11th in Florida. So now she's going to a minimum security prison camp in Texas. What could possibly go wrong there, right? So, folks, you've heard it all. Win after win after win. Democrats are failing and realizing what happened. Oh, check this out. Here's Representative LaHood touring an Illinois machinery factory.
Illinois Congressman Darren LaHood tours All World Machinery in Roscoe Wednesday to see firsthand how he says the One Big Beautiful Bill is helping local business. The congressman toured the business's factory floor, viewing different machines the company uses to make their products. Following the tour, LaHood and leaders with the business sat down to discuss the provisions in the recent tax bill that was passed in Congress. LaHood argues the One Big Beautiful Bill Act is forward-thinking and is vital to America's prosperity.
The bottom line is you're only going to grow the economy with the private sector flourishing. I saw that firsthand here today. And we're not going to grow the economy with more government spending. So creating that tax certainty is what we did in the One Big Beautiful Bill. And now we got to implement it over the next year here.
Illinois.
Representative LaHood, nice guy. I met him for the first time at an event with Sarah Huckabee Sanders a couple weeks ago. Nice guy. He's got a real presence. Nice man. Okay, so if you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is what winning looks like. Dr. Erika McEntarfer fired for faking jobs numbers. Corporation for Public Broadcasting defunded and closing up shop. Portland's woke DEI programs gutted by executive order. The swamp isn't draining anymore. It's being torched. Trump created 2.5 million real jobs for Americans while cutting 1 million held by foreign workers. That is not rhetoric. That is results. Steve Mirren confirmed it. America First policies are coming back, creating an economic boom. Secretary Chavez, the Reamer, saw it firsthand visiting 50 states. Business confidence is exploding. Even Democrats are admitting Trump was right. As you heard, one said the 401k soaring and thrilled about immigration enforcement. The state media is dead. The deep state's exposed. The economy's roaring, and Trump is just getting warmed up. So here's the question. Should Trump fire every Biden holdover immediately? I think that's going to be an easy one for you to answer. But I will read your comments down below. And if you want to support a member of the administration, you can do it proudly with our American Badass gear at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. The link is in the description. Okay, so yeah, baby, we are on a roll. $120. We have broken our record tonight. And we have Deb Noble, a republic if you can keep it. One of my favorite quotes from our founding fathers, from Ben Franklin. One of my favorite quotes. Tony Houston dropping $10. Here's a sixer, bud. Grew up in the 70s in Portland. Grad, 81. Seen used happen. It sucked then. I'm so glad that it's history. R. Boyd. Thank you, Tony, for that six-pack. R. Boyd dropping a 20 spot. Get the good stuff, guys. No box wine. Much love, Gary and crew. Oh, man, we can get a couple bottles of Night Train with that one. Like maybe, I don't know. How much is Night Train now? Or maybe some Boone's Farm? How about some Mad Dog 2020? Maybe some 40s of OE. All right, we got Tony dropping 25. God bless every patriot far and wide. Blind the darkness with the light. Amen, Tony. Thank you for that $25. You guys make me proud. Tonight I'm going to tell Angie what we made in the Super Chats, and she will just celebrate. And maybe we'll. What kind of six-pack should we get? I'm not sure. Some Wild Irish Rose, Natty Ice. Get some Ripple. Get the Mad Dog. Top value cherries tested positive. Ew. Some Grey Goose. Yeah, just put some Grey Goose with some ice, maybe a little bit of lime. Oh, yes. Let's see. We love Angie. Government stole my drinking money. Rainier. Keystone Ice. Ooh. How about some Ice House? Remember that? Tom B going back to the old days. El Presidente. Wife unit usually drinks Natty. Oh, my goodness. Wow. No, I stopped drinking beer. I just switched to vodka or bourbon. Right now, I'm a bourbon guy. I usually like super high proof. Maybe I'll go with like 120 proof easily. And then just throw a nice ice cube in there, let it kind of mellow. Just sip that. Very, very easy. You know, get some good bourbon. It's got to be good bourbon, though. When I was down at D.C. the last time, I had got a bottle of Whistle Pig. It was like, I think, 14-year-old Whistle Pig. And it was so good. Oh, man. You could just sip that straight. You could sip it neat. And it had zero bite. It was smooth. It was amazing. Oh, yeah. Kenworth Cake? No. Casamigos. Yeah. Yes, give me some Casamigos. I love some tequila, too. For sure, for sure. Billy Beer out in the garage. Right on. Maker's Mark. There you go. Good, good, good. Absinthe. Yeah, I've done that a few times. Seagram's 7. 7 and 7. Mudslides. Interesting. Don Julio. Good stuff. Don Julio, 1800. Okay, okay. Southern Comfort, you guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get absinthe now in the United States that does have the wormwood. They have put it back in here. Puckers. Puckers, you guys are so funny. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Okay. Nancy Pelosi's liver chiming in. I was hoping I'd see you. Nancy's drinking Windex. Oh, no. You can't drink Windex. Goodness. My grandma used to make killer mixture. My mother used to love mudslides. That's what she would do. She would make them strong. They're drinking Pruno on Alligator Alcatraz. Mezcal. Eat the... No. Don't drink out of the bottle, Gary. No. Only in emergency situations. Okay, the trivia answer. Business is business. Calvin Coolidge knew American prosperity comes from free enterprise. You guys got it right. Well, Raw Feed family, what a show. What a show. We started with the bombshell that should end careers. Hillary's Russia hoax architect, Julia, has been exposed with your help. The Durham Annex proved what we knew all along. They all knew it was fake. Soros funded it. Hillary created it. The FBI ran with it. The media amplified it. And now Congress wants them dragged in to answer for their sedition. This wasn't politics. This was an attempted coup. Then we exposed Trump's master plan to save Social Security with baby bonds, while the new commissioner claws back $18 billion in fraud, $4 million illegals stealing $2 billion monthly from your retirement, while Biden's people fake job numbers. But Trump is not just fixing the theft. He's building wealth from birth. Every American baby gets a $1,000 head start. That is ownership and not welfare. Then we revealed how Bill Gates' ed tech spies are harvesting your children's data through a sick legal loophole, calling themselves school officials to track every keystroke. Texas said enough. Phones are banned statewide. Meanwhile, teachers' unions are pumping 98% of donations to Democrats while kids can't read. The education revolution has begun. The parents are now leading the charge. The Democrat Party is eating itself alive. Schumer's arresting the protesters he created. Biden can't find a microphone without a guide. Shoulder check summer means assaulting white people for fun. Even CNN admits their brand is total garbage, and Kamala is finished. When you lose your own propaganda network, you've lost everything. And Trump's clean sweep, historic, firing fake number fakers, defunding state media, gutting DEI, creating millions of real American jobs while Portland mayor scrambles to comply. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting dies September 13th. The swamp isn't just draining, it's being incinerated. So to everyone who sent in super chats and rumble rants tonight, thank you. You make this show possible. Your support through donations and memberships and spreading the word keeps our truth running. So tell a friend about the Raw feed, text in the link, share it on X, bypass big tech censorship person to person. And you can check out Next News Network's merch shop at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com for our Alligator Alcatraz, President Otto Penn, American Badass merch. Wear your values, support independent media, and look good doing it. This isn't just news anymore, folks. This is history unfolding. The establishment's house of cards is collapsing, and the truth is breaking through, and we are documenting every beautiful moment of it. From exposing Hillary's hoax to saving Social Security, from protecting our kids to watching Democrats implode, from Trump's economic boom to the death of state media, we are winning and they cannot stop us. So thank you for joining the Raw feed. Keep fighting, keep sharing, keep watching. And remember, next week, Brett will be hosting Wednesday through Friday, as it seems right now. And then he'll be also on Monday. Next week, I will be at the Ron Paul birthday party in Lake Jackson. And I am really excited for that. We're going to try and do a live stream from there. We're still working out the technology. So hopefully we can get that worked out. So have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Until then, stay free.